Well, a sad and sobering milestone in Afghanistan. On Thursday, UNICEF marked the 1,000th day since the Taliban regime banned Afghan girls from attending secondary schools, a move that came after the militant group retook control of the country back in August 2021. The ban makes Afghanistan the only country in the world that prohibits girls from attending school beyond the primary level. UNICEF says it's a blatant violation of rights that has contributed to the deteriorating mental health of Afghan girls. Well, joining me now from Kabul is Daniel Timmy. He is the Chief of Communications of UNICEF Afghanistan. Daniel, thank you for joining us. Quantifying the hours is one thing, but what does this mean for the girls in Afghanistan and the impact on the development of the country as a whole?
Yeah, 1 billion hours is indeed a very devastating number of lost lessons. But I can tell you, I'm traveling a lot in this country and I meet families who are affected by this ban, and very depressing to see these sad and depressed girls. For them, it's a very important phase in their life. It's the time where they make plans, where they have projects, where they are eager to acquire skills to reach these goals, and where they want to learn and are enthusiastic about learning, and suddenly they are told they have to stay at home. And now this is going on for 1,000 days. They see their lives pass in front of their eyes. Opportunities are closing. And for us, it's not very surprising that we see the number of mental health issues going up among girls, and also reports of suicide, for example. Our data shows very clearly that there's a correlation between not going to school and being married off early, or not going to school and malnutrition and health problems, and also not being properly prepared for the frequently occurring disasters here in this country. What is very sad is that we know that community. Yes.
I just wanted to jump in there and just say, from CNN's very own reporting, we've seen a spike in cases of suicide, attempted suicide among these female students. I mean, this ban on education, which has been in place since August of 2021, it is destroying a generation of girls.
Yes, that's right. It's not only a grave violation of their basic rights, but it's also destroying their future. We see it has an impact on many other aspects of lives, but obviously, if you leave out half of the population from getting a proper education, it is also having a very severe impact on the development of the country as a whole. And we are urging the authorities here, please reconsider this position and allow all girls and boys to return to class immediately.
Daniel, how does the West deal with the Taliban? Because, of course, the concern is, the West provides assistance to this poverty-stricken country. It engages in dialogue, and then you legitimize this regime and its policies. We know that there is this upcoming UN conference in Doha at the end of the month. Afghanistan is on the agenda, and human rights groups are deeply concerned that the UN is bending over backwards to get the Taliban to attend by giving in to its demands that women's rights, girls' rights will not be on the agenda. What message would that send if that was allowed?
No, for us as humanitarians and in UNICEF, the answer to that question is very clear. We have committed to certain core commitments for children, to protect them, to protect their safety and their rights wherever they are. And the humanitarian imperative is that we have to save lives whenever they are at risk. And I can tell you, we have talked about education. This is not, unfortunately, the only problem that children have in Afghanistan. I'm here for only 9 months, and during this time there were 3 earthquakes. There was a refugee returnee crisis. There was drought, there was harsh winter, and most recently flash floods. I just returned from the north of the country where whole villages have been destroyed, people have died. So lives are at risk here, and it's our obligation to assist the people and to not run away. We will be here. We are urging our international partners to please stay by our side and to save lives. Not the time for politics. This is the time for saving the lives of children.
Yes, there is just so much pain and suffering inside Afghanistan, and these girls are living it on a daily basis. Daniel, Timmy, we thank you and your team for what you are doing in Afghanistan. Thanks so much for joining us.